All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week 3 of the Providence on Voyage series. This week we are knocking on the golden door of the Golden State. So we picked out a series of courses that highlight some of our favorite producers and some of the our favorite products from the state of California. So to start this week, we picked a course that we're going to do with Liberty Farms duck from Sonoma, from our friend Jim Reiger, who, in my opinion, grows the best ducks in California. We have beautiful plums from Reiger Farm. We have frisee from Scarborough Farms here in Southern California, and then we have a salted plum dressing for the salad itself. And then for the main course, we have beautiful California King Salmon, hook and line caught, coming from the Golden State as well. This is like the peak of California King Salmon season, and it seems perfectly appropriate to be serving it this way. So that we're serving today with a succotash with all sorts of beautiful things in it. The succotash is made with Dwelley Farms Brentwood corn, which comes from Northern California. And then we have Romano beans, Celtuse from Coleman Farms, and beautiful Jimmy Nardello peppers. And then on top of this, when you get it, you'll find there's also a big nut of butter in the middle of it, which is a compound butter that we made with shallot and garlic and rosemary. And then we rolled the butter in fennel pollen and escalette. So you won't need to season this very much. You're just going to pop it in the microwave, but we'll get to that in a minute. And then for dessert, we have a beautiful tart from Harry's Berries. It's a strawberry tart that our pastry chef Mac made. So underneath you have a pâte sucrée, and then there's a layer of strawberry in there, as well as this little creme fraiche disc, and then a beautiful strawberry syrup that are also made with Harry's Berries strawberries. Actually, it's more like a strawberry nectar, but we'll get to that in a minute. Along with that, we have beautiful sourdough that Mac baked with flour from our friends at the Tehachapi Grain Project, along with salted butter and sea salt. The butter is actually seasoned with this sea salt, which we make in-house, and the process is pretty simple. Just slowly cook down seawater. The seawater that we get from Stephanie Mutz from Sea Stephanie Fish, and this is almost like a fleur de sel. It's a great way to finish both the duck and the salmon. Technique. So the salad is already composed with frisee and arugula, and then these red leaves are called red orac, and then we have these beautiful Flavorosa plums that we have partially dehydrated, and beautiful little Sungold tomatoes. So we just decorate the whole thing, the salad, with all of these goodies, just like that. And then the duck, you can just lay it right beside. And this duck is brined overnight and then smoked over alder wood. And then we cook it just until it's rare, and then slice it. It has just an incredible flavor. The smoke is so nice. And then the dressing, which is made with sour plums, is really tangy. It's also made with a little bit of calamansi vinegar. And that's pretty much all you have to do, is just spoon it over the salad itself and also on the duck. A little bit like that. And then I would finish the whole thing with a little bit of this sea salt. Just a little bit on the duck itself and a little bit over the salad. And if you want to put a couple of turns of fresh cracked pepper, that'd be great as well. All right, so there's the salad, course 1. Okay, ready? Ready. All right, so here we are at the stove. This is the main event, the main course, the King Salmon. John Bigham caught this fish on his boat, the John B, out of Half Moon Bay, Northern California. Hook and line caught. Some of the best fish in the world right here, and you're going to be cooking it in your own kitchen. So here we go. We have clarified butter that's in your kit. you're gonna put most of it in your pan, depending upon the size of the pan. You don't need a puddle of oil, but you do need enough that it's gonna surround the fish entirely. Now, if you don't have a non-stick pan, that's okay. Use your favorite pan. Whatever the pan that you have the most confidence in, that you cook with all the time, that's a pan you should be cooking with. I'm using a non-stick. So, get the oil hot. Shake off excess breadcrumbs, but if you see any bare spots on the fish, because we've already breaded it, by all means, use a little bit of the extra breadcrumb that we provided, just to make sure you have a nice even coat. Then lay the fish down in the pan, and you should hear that sizzle. Now, you don't need to do this at high heat. You want to do this on medium heat. You listen to it, you know? It's kind of sizzling, but it's not hissing at me. It's just sort of gently sizzling. Everything's copacetic. It's going to take a couple of minutes to get to golden brown on that first side. Then once we have golden brown on the first side, we're going to flip it over. We're going to get golden brown on the second side. Then we're going to get golden brown on this side and golden brown on this side. And you can do this. Don't be intimidated. It's easier than you think. Even I can do it. So if I can, you can. All right, here we go. Next, we have what I'm told is a microwave. We borrowed this from our pastry chef. He uses it to melt chocolate. We are going to attempt to warm vegetables with it. Inside here we have the incredible Brentwood corn from Dwelley Farms. Absolutely incredible. The best corn in the world as far as I'm concerned, except for the corn from New Jersey. Okay, I'm from New Jersey. Don't at me. We have beautiful Jimmy Nardello peppers in there. We have Celtuse and we have Romano beans. Is it a traditional succotash? No. Is it succotash? Yeah. Don't at me, okay? Once again. Then inside we also have this beautiful compound butter that we made with rosemary and shallot and garlic, and then we rolled it all with fennel pollen and espelette. And I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it in this microwave. I'm gonna put a paper towel on top of it and I'm gonna turn it on for a minute and a half. So far so good. Now we're gonna wait like a minute and a half. I don't know what you're gonna do for a minute and a half. Make a puzzle, play a very short song on your guitar. Set the table. How about set the table? Arrange some flowers. Pour yourself a glass of wine. You've been through a lot recently. We've all been through a lot recently. Looks pretty good. Probably starting to go golden brown on the second side. But we can get a little bit more color. I'm gonna move it a little bit further to the center of the flat top. You don't have a flat top at home, you tell me. I understand, but you have a knob underneath here. It says like low, medium, high, medium, whatever. Anyway, just turn it up a little bit if you're not happy with the color that you're getting. But once you start to see a whole bunch of smoke pouring out of the pan, you want to move it away, or turn the knob down here and reduce the heat underneath the pan. So now look, I bet we have golden brown on that second side. So now I'm going to turn it on this side, and I'm going to let it brown there. And then I'm going to turn around and look. This, I think it's doing something. It said a minute 30 before, now it says 15, so that means this should be hot. Look at that. It's steaming hot, as a matter of fact. That's amazing. And the butter is melted into the vegetables now. It's incorporating with the little bit of vegetable stock that we put on the bottom, and it's going to make a delicious emulsion. And you've done all this in a completely passive way. What did you do? You opened up the microwave, and you turned the knob, and then you put it in there. But let's put it in there for another 15 seconds, say. And I'm also going to put, at the same time, this, if I can get it open, this Munak Ranch tomato vinaigrette. I'm going to put that in just for like another 15 seconds. Let's make it 30. Because it's a warm vinaigrette. It's not a hot vinaigrette, mind you, okay? Now let's turn it over and let's brown the final side of our fish. There we go. I'm going to let that brown, and then I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put it on a rack and I'm going to let it rest. If you don't have a rack, don't worry about it. You put it on there for 2 minutes to let the fish rest. The fish has also been through a lot. It needs a rest. Okay? Let it rest. 2 minutes. This allows the heat to pass through the fish slowly. So right now, if I were to put this on a plate and eat it, the middle would be cold. And that's not what we want. We want hot food. So what we're going to do is we're going to let it sit here for 2 minutes. And by the time 2 minutes passes, it's going to go from cold to just slightly warm in the middle. And it'll still be hot on the outside as long as you keep it in a hot spot. So here we go. We're going to open our microwave. And behind door number 1, we still have the succotash. And now we have a gently warmed tomato vinaigrette. So, succotash. I suggest you take a little bit more of the salt that we gave you. and put it in there with your succotash. It's a big portion of succotash, but I think you're gonna love it. Once you have 1 or 2 bites, you'll be like, okay, I'm definitely gonna finish this. But if not, you can put it in the refrigerator and eat it tomorrow. But I'm not gonna put it on the plate with the salmon. I'm gonna put it on the side because it's so beautiful. It deserves its own plate, just like that. All right? Then I'm gonna take the fish. Pretend like 2 minutes has passed because it's probably pretty close to 2 minutes anyway. So I'm gonna take this fish. I'm gonna pick the side that is most golden brown. Probably this one. And I'm gonna put it up like that. And then I'm gonna take this vinaigrette that we gave you, and I'm just gonna pour it right there, just like that. Then I'm gonna take a little bit more of this salt that we gave you, and I'm gonna put right over the top, just like that. You know, we finished this video up, and then our expert sommelier, David, who's also just full of great ideas, he said, well, what are you gonna tell the people that don't have a microwave oven? And I thought to myself, you know what, David, that is a great point. What if you don't have a microwave oven? Do is go to your cupboard and grab a small saucepan, and then take the contents of the succotash and just dump it in the saucepan. And when it starts to steam and look tasty, just stir a little bit of salt in there and then put it in the bowl, just like this. You don't need a microwave to heat this up. The same goes for that little bit of vinaigrette. All right. So, last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna finish this dessert. So, if I were you, I'd probably take a little bit of this beautiful strawberry nectar and put it right there in the middle of all these strawberries. And then I would maybe take a little bit more and just drizzle it around and enjoy it. And then maybe I'd save a little bit for my granola in the morning, something like that. Anyway, that's the strawberry tart. Then I'm gonna gather all my friends and my family at the table. I'm gonna be thankful that we're together, thankful that we're making it through this, thankful that we live in the great state of California, and that all of these products are available to us. Thank you very much. Next week, we're probably gonna go to Martha's Vineyard, because that's where I was supposed to go today, but COVID happened. So I'm here cooking for you, or cooking with you rather, in your kitchen. Thanks once again for ordering the Providence on Voyage menu. We'll see you next week.